The next deadly psychological sin is self-pity. And I have a personal experience with self-pity. In fact, with my kind of artistic temperament and my tendency toward depression, I have raised self-pity to an art form at various points in my life. And I've repented of the sin of self-pity, and I've learned a better way, so I want to share that with you. But first, I want to share with you what science says about self-pity. Self-pity has been correlated with depression, with what we call externality beliefs, the belief that everything that affects me is happening outside of me, that I have no power. Self-pity is correlated with internalized anger, increased rumination, thinking over and over and over and over and over about things, ruminating on things. Self-pity is correlated with loneliness and with distrust. Self-pity is founded on the assumption that I am a victim. That foundation needs to change in order for us to get over this self-pity thing. We have to move from what is called an external locus of control to an internal locus of control. An external locus of control sees everything that happens to me as being in the power of things outside of me. Life just kind of happens. But an internal locus of control says, what can I do about the things that happen to me? I'm one of those people who have a number of mysterious, difficult to define illnesses that cause me a lot of pain but don't end up killing me off. Sometimes I wish they would. When this first started happening, I was just in my early 30s, and the first mysterious illness that came upon me catapulted me, I could say, into an abyss of self-pity. It went on for months and months and months. But ultimately, I got a handle on things, and I realized that the way that I was processing what was happening to me was making it worse instead of better. Recently, I had another health problem develop, but this time, I knew the pitfall of self-pity, and I didn't fall into that slough of despond yet another time. This time, instead, I thought, what can I do to manage this problem? And I have to say, comparing those two approaches, I really like the second one a lot better. The replacement for self-pity is responsibility taking. You know, for some reason, human beings' responsibility taking mechanism is off. We either tend to blame other people for our stuff, or we take upon ourselves the blame that belongs to them. It's a sign of maturity when we can accurately take appropriate responsibility for our situation. So I recommend that the first thing you do in taking responsibility is you list 5 things that might help your current situation. Write them down on paper. Then ask an accountability partner, someone you trust, to step in and help you take responsibility for your situation and pursue those 5 options. And finally, I recommend that you learn the serenity prayer, that you learn to say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.